What's up everyone, I'm making this video to tell you why Geralt of Rivia, who isn't even from Rivia by the way, is the absolute worst character in the history of video games, books, TV shows, Fortnite characters, and possibly all fiction as we know it. He's so terrible, Hollywood star Henry Cavill literally had to quit The Witcher show because he couldn't stand playing the role anymore. If Superman himself couldn't handle it, imagine what kind of character we're dealing with. But for some reason, most people don't realize it. The Witcher is one of the biggest shows on Netflix. The games are played to this day, they have more than 1,000 awards or something, and I'm like, who's giving these awards? A game about an elderly looking guy who eats raw meat? I mean, the combat is ridiculously boring, but is that the best way to spice it up? By having Geralt literally eat rotting flesh in the meantime? But okay, you can choose to eat other food in the middle of sword fights, but can you choose not to be a dick to people?
Oi, people! The freak's taken Micah's mind!
And I'll take your tongue if you don't shut up.
No, not really. Here's a bunch of poor peasants whose homeland has just been forcefully taken by an evil empire, and they have all the right to be a little jumpy and angry. Meanwhile, Geralt and his supposedly wise mentor, who are all about pacifism and 100 times stronger than the peasants, just murder the poor people in cold blood. Like, why not just wound them a little? Knock them out or something. Here, look, there's an option to just shove a guy forcefully. Oh.
No, my leg!
Anyway, all these murderers have to say for themselves is that they didn't start it.
That brawl? We didn't start it.
Oh my god. And when he's not violating people, what is Geralt actually doing in these games? I guess he's thinking about violating people?
Haven't mentioned killing Gels.
Such drastic means are not always necessary.
I'd rather just kill him.
That is precisely one of the reasons why Gels abhors your world, your senseless brutality.
Beyond that, he does little except for stealing from the homes of unsuspecting people to spend it all in brothels.
Welcome! So good to have you back.
Interested in the unusual. Got a special request. Just need to keep this between you and me.
You know, well, I shouldn't. Hey, who cares? How might I help?
Gwent. You play?
He plays Gwent instead of looking for his missing child who is in grave danger. Not that it gets much better when he actually finds her. Geralt at least spared the life of that one troll in Skellige, even though he had killed a bunch of young people.
I spared the troll named Whamawam, though I knew he'd killed some miners.
So you might be wondering, where the hell is such an awful character coming from? Is there any basis for such behavior in the books? Now, for those of you who don't know, the Witcher games are indeed based on a series of books about a pale, white-haired guy called the White Wolf, who has a sword, drinks potions, hates politics, and travels around with a bard who writes about their adventures. And the books are just as bad, if not worse. In there, he also murders people left and right, both humans and non-humans, who are far inferior to him. He could have easily handled them non-lethally, but it seems lives literally mean nothing to him. I suppose he got close to sparing Renfri that one time. Probably because he plowed her, but just as it was with Kira Metz, that wasn't enough.
Don't make me laugh!
And speaking of women, Geralt generally has some of the most unhealthy relationships in all fiction, possibly rivaling the Nameless One and Deonara. But it's true, the top 3 women he's involved with all use and abuse him in various ways. And despite supposedly truly loving at least one of them, he cheats on her all the time, with everyone he meets. From young students to 100-year-old sorceresses, it matters not. The man has no shame. I guess the only woman Geralt has a healthy relationship with is his horse. Until, of course, he asks Gaunter O'Dimm, you know, the devil himself, to send a freaking demon to possess the poor horse, so that she can become a little faster.
What the hell's gotten into you? Slower. Whoa, devil spawn.
Like, seriously, Geralt, I can't believe it, honestly. How horrible of a human being do you need to be to ask for such a reward? Like... This video is making me sick. Let me listen to her and the Wild Hunt for a minute to cool off.
No, that's exactly what we're looking for.
Dwarf. Never suspected he'd be so humble.
Triss? Yennefer, perchance?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Okay, where were we? So, Gaunter O'Dimm is not such a bad person, actually, and I'm not only saying that because I may or may not look a little bit like him, but without Gaunter, Geralt won't know what to do when he finally finds Ciri, and she will end up literally dying because of Geralt's poor choices. And speaking of Ciri, those of you who have been following my channel should be familiar with the video I made about her, explaining how awful she is. But have you wondered why she ended up the way she is?
You know exactly who's to blame, the mother and the father.
So really, the only solution to the Geralt problem was to simply let Vladimir possess him forever. Banishing him was actually the only mistake Gaunter O'Dimm ever made. And what did Geralt do as soon as he got his body back? He proceeded to cheat on Triss or Yennefer, of course. I mean, we actually have to mess around with the game and fail the quest on purpose if we want to try and stop him. There's literally no way to avoid this if you play normally. And I mean, Shani is fine, don't get me wrong, you know, especially now that she's a little older, but still, Geralt is just horrible. And the only hope there is that he will not be part of The Witcher 4. Because if he is, I will be gone and plow myself or something, anything except for playing the next Witcher game. Although if Tomira is a potential love interest, but probably not even then. So if you're like me, and you absolutely despise Geralt, feel free to smash that like button, ring that notification bell, buy my shirts and whatever else I'm selling, follow me on all social media, and give some love to my sponsors. And if somehow you still like him, I do not wish to see you ever again.
Herbs schmerbs. But how about some Gwent, eh?
Things between them took a turn for the strange at some point.
Meaning?
She had him wearing mummers' costumes. Took to calling him Christian, referring to herself as Anastasia.
Truly perverse.
You see, elven beauty is like a young Beauclair wine, whereas I prefer vodka straight up.
Well, know about all I wanted to know. Thanks for your help.